Welcome everybody to listen to 90 Day Fiancé Fridays on a Sunday, so we can talk about happily ever after. What's crackling?
What's up? So this was the second to the last episode of the season.
Hmm.
So how did you feel? There was a birth. Jasmine gave birth. So I tweeted out we can no longer call her a pregnant whore. We have now changed it to just whore. So she's no longer with child. I mean, she is
Hmm.
with child, but it's not in her, so she's not a pregnant.
Well, now we have to call her Yasmin.
Oh yeah, now that we know that her name is actually Yasmin.
Yeah, Yasmin.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Like, how do y'all feel that Jasmine has been using like a stage name this whole time? Does that make you feel like this is all staged?
Yeah, I mean, some people in the comments were like, "Well, that's the Spanish way to say Jasmine," but I'm like, "Fuck that. That's still Jasmine's her stage name at this point."
Well, yeah, I mean, if your name is Yasmin, then you would say your name is Yasmin. I think that her using a fake name is just it just shows her character. She's so fake, right? Like she's so fake. But yeah,
Yeah, and then like I know I'm kind of like jumping to the money shot. Well, that's probably the wrong word. I may edit that out. But anyway, like when she was like giving birth or whatever, like and then people were like, why did she, do the I forget what it's called, but when she went to that birth center, and I think the answer is for attention, right?
oh, you mean the natural birth? I guess. I mean, a lot of people that are into the holistic lifestyle. They don't like the anesthesia situation. Like some people will argue that using that anesthesia is not good for the baby because
Mhm.
they put it into your bloodstream and your bloodstream is shared with the baby. So a lot of people will say, "Oh, that's not good for the kid or whatever." So a lot of times they do it to show that they think that they are smarter than everyone else. They think that they're thinking about their baby more than someone else would, but Jasmine left two babies in Panama, so I don't think that she's really thinking too, hard about what's best for her baby or not. I think at the end of the day, she just wants people to like her, which
Like this isn't necessarily like I hate to say this isn't necessarily Jasmine's fault, but like what's one thing that gives me the ick is like when they're like self-filming. So when she was doing like the birth, like they were like self-filming because I guess they couldn't get like a camera crew in time there. And then it's just like when they do like self-filming, it gives me the ick because it's like it seems very narcissistic.
well, they do it a lot though. Like sometimes when
Hmm.
people are like on their way to the airport or whatever,
Yeah.
they'll be like self-filming or they're on the plane because obviously the camera crew's not going to be on the plane with you. They'll be
Yeah.
filming. So it happens. And I mean, she did go into labor in the middle of the night.
Hmm.
So it's possible that the crew wasn't able to catch a flight and get there in time. So, yeah, but it is a little, it's a little self-centered to think that people
Yeah.
watch you give birth to your baby in an inflatable hot tub. Like it's a little narcissistic in itself.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden Matt was all like, all of a sudden he's like father of the year and shit.
Well, you know what's funny? I was watching the episode tonight and I've realized that he's incapable of being mature. Like he's
Mhm.
a forever 14-year-old boy. Like whenever Jasmine or anybody in general tries to have a serious conversation with Matt, he has to joke. Like Jasmine was like, "You understand like how this works and you know where the baby comes from." He's like, "Oh yeah, the baby comes out of your butthole." Like he always has to say something 14-year-old boy, like nothing can ever be serious. And I hate to be like on a Jasmine like side, but like how annoying would that be that no matter what's going on, you're talking to a 14-year-old idiot. Like he's
Mhm.
never gonna be like on a mature emotional level that you can have a real conversation with him because everything is hilariously funny and a joke, and he's gonna make a joke out of everything. Like that has to be
Mhm.
really exhausting, right?
Yeah, I guess there's a time and place, like, but I don't know. But at the same time, like Jasmine says like dumb shit too. She's like, the baby, it came from your balls. Like she'll say stupid shit too.
I mean, technically it did though. I mean,
Yeah, but this
it
still she's trying to be funny, so she's making jokes too.
I mean, yeah, she does it a lot less than he does. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like every time they try to have any type of serious conversation, he doesn't know how to be serious. And I'm like, I don't know. At the end of the day, I'm a jokester. Like, I will tell jokes at a funeral and everything, but I do think that there is a time to have a serious conversation. And it's funny,
Yeah.
Matt was like, "Oh, I took this birthing class," and Jasmine was like, "You need to pay attention." And he's like, "I didn't learn everything I needed to know from this class." And I was like, "So you waited until she was 37 and a half weeks pregnant to decide that you wanted to learn how to take care of a baby?" Like you
But the birthing class thing was kind of dumb too because it's not Jasmine was pretending like for drama that this is like her first baby, first time she's ever pregnant. So like she's like learning shit, and it's like, come on now, you've been through this before.
Well, yes, she's given birth before. This isn't her first rodeo. But, I thought that it was funny that he thought that he was going to learn anything from the birthing class because I was like, the birthing class is more so for her. It teaches her how to breathe and push and shit. Like, if
Mhm.
you want to learn how to raise a baby, you kind of have to learn that on your own. You know,
Yeah, like there is something called a go on Amazon and buy a book.
Yeah, there's books. There's plenty of moms who wrote complete guides, right, on how to be pregnant, how to give birth, how to raise a baby, there's YouTube videos on how to change a diaper. Like,
Like maybe there's I don't know if there's like a parenting guide for car dummies, but that would be good for Matt.
yeah, yeah. It's funny to me that he's managed to master working on cars because that's a complicated profession. Because I feel like I don't want to say he's an idiot.
Mhm.
He's probably really stupid. Right? Like
Yeah.
probably really stupid. So watching him and seeing him, like he's like, I don't really know what to do. And I was like, you had 37 weeks to go on Google and just Google random shit about how to take care of a baby. Like you had all this time. And he always uses the excuse that I'm young. And I'm
Hmm.
like, bro, you're pushing 40. You got more gray hair than most 80-year-olds. You're not young. Like, you can't use that excuse anymore. Now you're just stupid, right? Like, that excuse has expired. Like, you're not 22. You're like 38. Like you can Google how to change a diaper and you don't have to wait until the baby's here to do it. You can be prepared.
Yeah, I was looking up nicknames from like mechanic types. There's like, I guess there's a wrench monkey, grease monkey, gearhead. He's one of those.
Oh yeah, he's definitely a grease monkey gearhead, one of those people. He has his own priorities and the priority is never anything serious. It's always whatever a 14-year-old teenager will be thinking about, that's what's going on in his head.
Yeah, no, I
Well,
agree.
even when they were going to like the midwife's place or whatever, when she gave birth, there was no baby seat in the car.
Yeah, you
Oh,
found
you mean like
that out.
on the way for the way home or something?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Gina said that there was no baby seat in the back seat. You pointed it out. It could have been in the trunk, but
it should already be installed.
yeah, they say that you're supposed to have it fully installed and you're supposed to have the bag fully packed like a full week or two before you go to the hospital or whatever. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they went all the way to the birthing center and then Matt had to leave and go buy a car seat because I feel like that's the type of dad he is. He's
Well, Nikki is saying in the comments that it was in the box. What good is it in the box if it's not
well, yeah, that the whole
ready?
packing the bag early and installing the car seat. I don't know if any, okay, so I don't know how many people have installed a car seat. This is very technical
It's
work.
complex.
Yeah, like
Hmm.
it usually takes 30 to 45 minutes to
Hmm.
properly install a car seat so the baby would live in the event of a crash. It is not easy. I've done it. I don't know if a lot of men might not have a lot of experience with it. But it's not like you're putting a high chair or when you go to the restaurant they put the little boosters. It's not simple like that. You got to wire it through the car seat. You got to wire it through the seat belt. There's like little things that come out of the side of the that you didn't even know were there. They're little
Hmm.
car seat belts that are built into your car that you didn't even know were there that you got to wire through. It gets a whole situation. So yeah, bringing it in the box just shows how much they weren't prepared because you're supposed to do all of that stuff weeks in advance.
True, yeah, especially if especially there's like cameras in the car and shit. You want to look good.
Well, right. I mean, if you know that you're 37 weeks, you know that anytime between now and 40 weeks you can be in the labor, you should be ready, right? Your bag should be packed. I've watched enough of these birthing shows to know that people pack the bag up to like a month or 6 weeks in advance. Like they are already ready to go. And I bet
Hmm.
you Jasmine and Matt packed that bag that night. Like that night when her water was breaking, she was like, "Grab a bag, let's pack some stuff." I know they weren't prepared. I just know.
True. And then I was looking at my own tweets when they were doing the massages or whatever. I was like, it really is a learning channel. Apparently, massaging an upside down butt implant helps in the labor process. So I posted that. And then when they were doing that, like with the baby, the fake baby thing, I said Jasmine looked like she's about to hike a football to Matt Stafford, which is the name of a NFL quarterback.
Yeah, I assume. Yeah, I don't know about anything about NFL. But yeah, she was in the downset hike position. See, I knew that.
Mhm.
I knew that. See, I did have
True.
to take gym in school, so I knew that. But yeah, watching her pretend like she never gave birth was kind of comical though for me. Cause I love that Captain posted a tweet and it was a picture of two kids watching Jasmine on TV in the birthing class. And it said,
Mhm.
imagine watching your mom pretend like y'all don't exist on TV. And I was like, this was the best tweet. It wins the night. It was hilarious. Because I can't imagine that her kids are watching the show. I would hope they're not. But if they were, can you imagine your mom is starting a new family and pretending that you never existed? Like literally pretending like she's never given birth to you on TV. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, mommy's pretending like she has a hymen.
Yeah, like she's literally on
Yeah.
TV pretending like, oh, I need to learn how to give birth when she's done it twice over. Like that's crazy.
Maybe
Yeah.
3 times.
Yeah, possibly three. Now that we don't, her name isn't even Jasmine, it's Yasmin. So she might have 6 kids for all we know. Who is this chick? Right? We don't
Mhm.
even know at this point. Who knows? She might have like 6 kids.
Yeah, and then like maybe we save it for Friday, the whole divorce news thing. But the only thing I'll add is like I think I will like Sarcasm was saying they think it's like the divorce filings are all like filed under they're filed confidentially. That's why they couldn't pull more paperwork off of it.
What does confidentially mean? Because I thought divorce is public record. Like once you file,
Well, let me pull up the Sarcasm article from tonight.
I didn't realize like you could pay. Can you pay extra for it to be private? I didn't realize that was a thing. I thought that divorces were just public record. Once you file, it's out there.
Well, hold on, let me just find the thing I read. So, like, for example, okay, this is from Sarcasm. It says Sarcasm was able to locate Jasmine's divorce filing in Pinellas court records. However, there is no information available as the case is, quote, confidential. It is unclear if there have been any updates after Gino's deadline passed. And then they actually quoted me, and then they added Sarcasm attempted to find a record of Gino's divorce filing in Michigan, but we were unsuccessful. It is likely that Gino's case is also confidential. I don't know. Maybe it's a celebrity thing that they were able to do it confidentially.
I didn't know that. I didn't know because when Jennifer Lopez gets a divorce, we get a play by play. So I didn't realize that there was a way that you could make it confidential because usually we get all the dirt as it's taking place, even if it's a celebrity.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So that's what they said. But anyway, we could save that fuller topic for Friday because it's like a bigger thing, I guess.
Yeah, there's a lot to get into because there's contradiction with the dates and stuff. So there's a lot to break down on that and get into because the date of the filing versus the date of the lawyer, and then there's contradiction of who the lawyer actually is. So yeah,
Mhm.
there's more to get into. But Brandon and Julia announced their pregnancy tonight, and Brandon it appeared that he was wearing a bathrobe, but in one of the scenes, the bathrobe had like a really furry hood. It kind of looked like a fur coat. Did you catch
Mhm.
that? What he was wearing in that picture? I posted a picture on Twitter. It was like this really large, and it's funny because the only time I've ever seen a coat like that with a really furry hood, I've only seen him twice. I met a rapper I can't remember the rapper's name. And then Aretha Franklin. I remember I was at an event with Aretha Franklin and she was wearing this really humongous fur coat with a massive hat
Mhm.
on her head. And that's the only time I've ever seen that coat other than when he was wearing it tonight. So, and I was trying to figure out why he was wearing it in his house. Do they not have heat?
Like the only thing I could think of is maybe it's one of those robes like you wear in out of the when you first get out of the shower or something. I don't know. Maybe not.
But did you see it? Like the back of it, it had like a
Mhm.
Eskimo hood on it. I've never
Mhm.
had a bathrobe that had like a furry Eskimo hood. I don't know. I just feel like that's a lot to wear in your house while you're cooking
Yeah.
breakfast. It was just
True.
it was a random scene for me, and I had to rewind, and I had to take a
Yeah.
picture of it because I was just like, huh, so weird. That's a weird thing.
Maybe I mean maybe they're trying to save money so they don't run the heat a lot.
I mean, maybe, yeah, maybe because it doesn't get extremely cold. I think in Virginia it just gets cold. So yeah, maybe they were just trying to save a little
Hmm.
cash and not put the heater on because they knew, in the morning it's cold, in the afternoon it's hot. So they were like, we can deal with the cold for a few hours. Maybe that's what they were doing because it was just weird to me that he was walking around in that big ass robe in the middle of the day.
Yeah, like I tweeted about oh sorry, one second. Fuck. Okay. Anyway, no, I tweeted about Julia. Real quick, let me pull up my tweet. I said like because she says we decided not to go to do surgery. So she said. So I tweeted, okay, so selling Julia's apartment was a storyline, and then the surgery was a storyline. Good to know. And then on Instagram, I also added. I said, um, it's giving storyline on top of storyline. I bet Brandon and Julia were originally only going to be in Europe for a month from Jump Street, meaning like that was their original plan as well.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure they bought round trip tickets. Yeah, that
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, because the storyline was the parents were disappointed that they quit their job and were just leaving and had no idea when they were coming back. Yeah, I don't know anyone that's ever bought a ticket to go overseas and they didn't know when they were coming back. Right? Because, your visa is only gonna let you stay places for so long anyway, or your passport. So you have to have an idea of when you're coming back. So yeah, I think they did, and they said they visited 9 countries.
It's usually 90 days.
Oh, so you get 90 days. So yeah, they did a lot in a month. 9 countries in a month is pretty impressive. I think
Mhm.
they compacted a lot into that, but yeah, I think that yeah, they knew it was going to be a 30-day trip, and their newest storyline is Brandon wants her to tell his parents, and I'm not buying that Betty doesn't know because I feel like in that video when she told Brandon they were pregnant, Betty was already aware. Like, there's no way that Brandon hasn't told his mother because I feel like he tells his mother everything. I feel like they probably talk 10 times a day. So the idea that they're unaware, it's like I think she was what 7 weeks pregnant and Betty still didn't know. I'm not buying that.
Yeah, and like Betty's on social media and stuff, and like I don't know. Yeah, I feel like she'd be
Not
aware of shit.
not to sound insensitive, but Julia was looking pretty plump in that last restaurant scene. So I was like, if Betty saw her, women are very intuitive to that type of stuff. She would have known that she was pregnant. Like just looking at her, because Julia is very thin and she was looking very plump in that scene.
Yeah, she looked like she looked like Julia's big sister, like Big Bertha or something.
Yeah, yeah. So it's very obvious that Ron and Betty are fully aware that they're going to be grandparents, and this storyline of though them not knowing, and I don't want to tell her she's too overbearing. I'm like, this is so played out. The Betty is overbearing shit. It's overplayed out, but I know that Betty is fully aware. She was their first phone call. I guarantee you, there's no way in this universe that Brandon didn't call her instantaneously before Julia could tell anybody or even call her parents back in Russia. Betty was aware. She knew.
Yeah, I agree with that. Um, they were like, then they definitely were like. I'm surprised how much they were on tonight's episode because it was like nonstop Julia and Brandon.
Well, yeah, we were second to the last episode, so they got to wrap up the
Mhm.
storyline. So they had to show us that they went to they actually did a lot tonight because they left for Europe last week and they were already back this week. And then she was had her first OBGYN appointment, and then she was eating random sauces at some restaurant level. Yeah, they were on a lot, but they skipped a lot because they self-filmed overseas and they
Oh yeah, and then they jumped ahead like 5 months or something.
yeah, they jumped in like 5 months later. Yeah, so they're wrapping up their storyline. So I'm assuming next week is gonna be when they physically tell Betty and Ron. And then I think next week we might actually be done with the trip, right? With the Lauren, Alexi,
Mhm.
Lily, and Andre, because I don't see what else they would need to do to wrap
Yeah.
up their storyline. Because I think Lauren and Alexi already left and
Hmm.
they had the Sasquatch sighting scene tonight. So I think that we might not even get them next week. I think we're gonna get next week. Will be Georgie and Darcy probably breaking up, and then we'll get um Brandon and Julia telling Betty and Ron that they're pregnant, and then there's something else that we haven't
Like,
finished.
well, I guess like Matt proposes with a string or something.
Oh yeah, forgot. Yeah, so Matt,
With the twist tie.
yeah, he's gonna propose to his married baby mama next week, and with a piece of string, which probably is the most he could afford at the moment. So, and then that'll be the subject matter of the tell-all. They're going to be discussing they're getting married, and then they're going to, push that in Gino's face. A lot of people were wondering if Natalie is out of the picture because she never came back in.
Well, I mean, I could answer that, and the answer is no.
See, that's interesting because she never came back into the season after those scenes. So it makes it, and Gino doesn't talk about her anymore on the season. So my question to you, do you think Natalie will show up at the tell-all?
Like that was my prediction on our last podcast, and I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, because if she's not out of the picture, it would make sense for her to show up because Jasmine is gonna obviously show up with Matt, and it's just weird that he's not talking about her, and they made it seem like she was done with him the last after that fight. She was like, "I'm gonna fly back to Las Vegas. I don't want to be a part of
Yeah.
nonsense," but she's not out of the picture. So I'm hoping that she comes back, and she confronts Jasmine at the tell-all because remember Jasmine put her hands on her at that pool hall, and Jasmine's no longer pregnant, so maybe Natalie might want to, push her around a little bit.
Yeah,
Wait,
because
how many episodes that we have left?
There's just one next week.
Yeah, and then that's all.
I think it's a three episode tell all.
Why would you say that?
Because IMDb has it all the way up until the 30th of November.
Well, let me look up on my thing too. Let's see.
Well, yeah, I heard that it was a two-parter. So why would we need three parts? Because we're not getting Tiger Lily and Adnan. They're gone. So that's a whole couple eliminated. And what would they need to spend so much time on? That's my question. I really don't see the point. I feel like one whole episode will probably be Gino, Jasmine, Matt, and Natalie, right? Like, and then Gino will probably have his family there. Dana will show up. Uncle Marco might show up. Maybe that. But I can't imagine why we would need three full episodes, like 2 hours each. That seems a lot. That seems like overkill.
True. Yeah, I'm not sure on my end. I would have to look in deeper. But anyway. Oh, by the way, I know you don't watch Walking Dead, but I did a meme. I said I figured out who Matt looks like. He's a Dollar General Rick Grimes from The Walking Dead. Do you think he looks like him at all?
Oh yeah, I saw the meme you posted. I did see it. Yeah, he does look like him. Like I've never watched the show, but the picture next to Matt, it did. He's sporting like a lot of gray hair, which is really weird. And I don't know if he's like dyeing his hair gray or if it's just gray on purpose. But yeah, he did look like that guy.
Well, if
True.
he's living with Jasmine, no shit, his hair's going to turn gray real fast.
But according to Matt, he's really young.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, according to Matt, every chance he gets, he talks about how young he is. But I'm like, bro,
Yeah, I think raising that kid with Jasmine, he's gonna gray even worse quicker.
yeah, I mean, I think he's definitely gonna look his age. I mean, unfortunately, we had a scene tonight with him shirtless, and I think I tweeted out, "Please put your titties away, Matt." That's more than we bargained for. He's definitely not in the shape that he was in when they met, and I think Jasmine is driving him to eat. I think that's what's happening because he definitely was in a lot better shape a year and a half ago when he popped up on the scene, and now he's just looking, he kind of looks like a homeless person. Like he's always wearing really dirty sweatpants and t-shirts that he got from Walmart that haven't been washed in a while. Like, and I'm like, you're gonna be on TV, right? Like you could at least dress like you showered today. Like he's definitely let himself go a lot, and I'm wondering if it's the side effects of dealing with Jasmine. Like is that what happens? You're let the personal hygiene part of your life go because you just are so stressed out by her.
Yeah, I guess so. But I don't know. Yeah, I expect in a year he'll have a full head of 100% jet white hair.
A dad bod.
Well, he shaved his head for Jasmine, and I think it's for real. Like I'm pretty
It
sure it's
is.
for real. Like
I think so too.
it's not a fake stunt. Like we were like, remember when
Yeah.
Jasmine fake shaved her head the first time? I think it's legitimate. So yeah, he shaved it, so maybe it'll grow back not as gray.
Mhm.
right, but he's definitely he's falling into the dad bod role very quickly, and I think he's making less and less trips to Planet Fitness as time
Mhm.
goes on.
True. And then I was looking at my tweets again I feel like the Sasquatch thing was pretty stupid, but it did make a funny meme on my end where I posted a photo of like the tree bark with the scratch marks on it. And I said, those aren't Sasquatch claw marks. Those are from Madeline's Nutella nails.
I saw that. That's hilarious. Yeah,
True.
that was a waste of time scene. I was really irritated by that. I
Yeah.
I put in a tweet that said they really got me fucked up if they think I'm gonna sit here and watch this Sasquatch scene, and I didn't. I fast forwarded through it because I will not be disrespectful and I will not be tolerate ignorance. So yeah, I did not
Mhm.
watch that scene. I fast forwarded through it because no, like no.
Mhm.
Do you think that I want to watch these people look for Sasquatch?
Mhm. And then as far as far as like Gino's lawyer, I did a tweet. I said, caught in 4K, that has to be Gino's fake TV lawyer because the real lawyer is named Thomas, not Robert, because the one on the show was Robert. Because then TMZ had said we had reached out to Gino's lawyer, Thomas Quartz, for comment, and he said blah blah blah. So that wasn't the same as Gino's current lawyer.
Yeah, it's interesting because Gino said that he was a repeat customer with
Mhm.
Robert, right? I think Robert was the one from
Yeah.
Michigan because he did his first divorce. So
Yeah,
apparently,
maybe he didn't like hire him to be his present lawyer. He just like, hey, as a friend, like want to film for the show, but I won't actually like retain your services for this divorce, but we could do the show together.
Could be
yeah.
just a fake name
What do you
that
mean?
they put instead of his real name.
No, because I feel like because they showed the building with like the law firm on the front of the building, so he got exposure. This Robert guy, so
Well, yeah, when you're a lawyer or you do like any type of service, you use your real name because it's free traffic, to your business. So it would be weird for him to go on and use a fake name because then no one would find you on
yeah.
hire you.
His real name is Yasmin. Just kidding.
Yeah. So I think that he ended up hiring a different lawyer. He probably got promo for another lawyer and went with somebody who was free. You know how they are on the show. Somebody was like,
True.
"Oh, I'll do the Jasmine and Gino divorce. I'll do that, because it's going to get
Mhm.
publicity." So some lawyer probably took it for free.
True. Well, the lawyer that I'm not saying he took it for free, but the current lawyer is Thomas Quartz. So, anyway, there's
Yeah, and
that.
we'll
Oh
talk
yeah,
on
it's not
Friday.
even the same person. Yeah, no, it's a completely different person.
Yeah, it's a different person, and we'll talk about that on Friday because there's a lot of things about corresponding dates and who filed first and who's.
Yeah, like who's serving who and shit.
Yeah, so we'll break all of that down and try to determine, what's real, what's fake, what's legitimate, and all that because they both seem to file around the same time and now they're trying to serve each other. So yeah, we'll talk about that Friday.
True. And then there was this is more of like a Friday thing, but did you see the quick little screenshot I posted where I guess before the 90 days is going to be coming back next, I assume?
Yes, Before the 90 Days is the new show after this one, which I'm excited because that means it's basically all new people
Mhm.
because before the 90 days you can't really be from another show because that's before the K1 visa, it's before you went to visit the person, so you can't really be a returning cast member. So I'm assuming we're getting at least most or all new people, which I'm really excited about.
Yeah, we need new blood.
Yeah, after this horribly difficult happily ever after season to get through with all these returning people that I'm done with. Hearing before the 90 days is coming got me excited because I was like, oh shit, this is people before anybody got over here because this is usually where they propose to the person and then bring them over on a K1. So these are new people, new couples, new drama. No Jasmine, no
Mhm.
Darcy. So I'm very, very excited.
True. And I'm just reviewing my tweets, make sure I hit every base. Yeah, it looks like I hit all the bases of my tweets. Did we talk about everyone? I don't know.
Yeah, I think we did because we talked. I think Lauren and Alexi left early on that trip, which didn't surprise me. Um, and Sasquatch. Yeah, yeah, that's everything.
True.
And Darcy
All right.
and
Well,
Georgie were on, and Georgie said he probably wants kids, but we don't really need to get into that. I think that it was more so when Georgie married Darcy, she had a whole bunch of money, and now that Darcy ain't got no money no more, he's ready to have kids because that's the one thing she can't give him. So it's an easy way out of that marriage. So I think that's probably what's going on.
true. And yeah, I guess, and the only thing I'll say is, I guess, like, if you missed last Friday's show, check it out. Alana had a good story at the end. That was fun, that was interesting. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I wanted to keep this episode short anyway because we started late and it's already 12:23 p.m. or I mean a.m.
Yeah, it's late. It's late on a school night.
Yeah. So I think we should end it. And so we have energy for tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow to talk about some the other way. The Australian stripper and his grandma are back on, so I'm excited
Mhm.
for that.
Oh, the one other thing. Oh, here's one thing we could quickly end on. Like, did you see from tonight's episode? It had, what's his name? Matt's mother was on there, right?
Was that the lady who was filming on the iPhone in the
Mm,
delivery room?
I don't know. I'm not sure about that. It could be bad. That part I wasn't paying attention to, but there was an actual, it was more, I think it was a preview for the next episode where it was being filmed with the main camera crew and Matt's mom was there. And, but I think it was kind of storyline because they're like having her come across like all like conservative and like offended by their relationship, but the type of thing. But no, but it had her on there, though.
Oh, okay. I must have missed that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember there was a random lady in the delivery room filming Jasmine giving birth, and I was like, "Who is that lady?" But
Mhm.
yeah, it wouldn't surprise me that she's gonna. I mean, no offense, but most mothers would disapprove of this relationship. Like, no offense, this is a married. You knocked up a married chick, but it will make for a decent finale, right? To hear somebody tell Jasmine she's a whore on the show, that'll be fun, right? Matt's mom basically saying, "Why'd you have to knock up this whore?" On the show. That'll make a nice finale.
True. So, anyways, yeah, look for some memes in next week, talking about Matt's mom or something. We'll see. No one's off limits. It's like,
No, of course not. No one's off limits. Just the kids, just the people's kids. All the adults that do the show, you're all memeable. Be
Mhm.
warned. Be warned.
True. I was just checking the live chat, see if there's anything. Anyway, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, thank you everyone. I guess I'm gonna do my outro. Okay.
All right.
All right. Thanks.
Mhm.
Thanks. Thank you, my co-hosts George and Gina, and our live listeners Coco Puff, Iggy, Jenny, Lana, and Nikki. And thank you for listening to 90 Day Fiance Fridays on
On a Sunday.
Sunday.
Peace
Peace
out,
out.
everybody.
Good night. Bye.